I'm very happy to be back with you again with my neuro management presentation. Now, we were discussing about neuro managed orchestration formula for communication. If you recall, I had already shared with you my KPSL formula. K stands for kinesics, P for proxemics, S for sonics, and L for linguistics. We had covered a part of the kinesics. If you recall, we talked about the whole body movements, standing and sitting. We had also talked about the gestures. Whole body movements are the postures. We had also talked about gestures, which are movements of body parts. We had talked about the hands and fingers movements, because in the brain, on the surface of the brain, the hands and fingers have been allocated maximum space, which you must have seen in the last film. Those are the very, very important parts, our upper extremities of our body. Right? Now, next in order of importance are the eyes. You can see here I am holding in my hand model of just one eye. Very, very powerful and very complicated mechanism. And incidentally, your left eye is controlled by the right side of your brain, and your right eye is controlled by the left side of your brain. That is why some of you might have different powers of eyesight. When you take your glasses, there may be different powers in your two different eyes, right? Now, what about the eye movements? Eyes have also been provided a considerable space in our brain, the surface of the brain. So what about the eye movements? Now, the most positive eye movements are the eye-to-eye contact, and with positive expression and sustained eye contact. This indicates happiness. This indicates that the person likes you. This indicates that the person is giving you attention if you're talking. So eye-to-eye contact is the most positive gesture of the eyes. Now, what about ego? A person who has ego, who feels that he is superior than you, would keep his eyes up and look at you from an angle. Now, just the opposite is keeping the eyes down. This, in our culture, in Indian culture, is a sign of respect, but it has a negative connotation also. It means diffidence. The person is not confident enough, the person is nervous, there is some apprehension, some anxiety, there is some hesitation to establish straight eye contact with you. Sometimes we also shut our eyes. What does it mean? Something we're trying to remember, something we're trying to retrieve from our memory, which we just can't get offhand, we are trying to retrieve from our memory. It's not coming to the surface. So that is shutting of the eyes. What about ignoring somebody? Moving the eyes away from direct gaze. So this is, the person is just indifferent to you, the person is disinterested. Now you must be wondering, sir, what about the face? Because there's a common expression. Face is the index of the mind. It is truly so. Now, what is your face? Face starts from your hairline, then you have your forehead, then the eyebrows, then the eyes, then the nose, then your cheeks, the jawbones, the chin, the teeth, your lips, and the nose. All this together form a beautiful ensemble of bones and muscles, right? Now, happiness is one thing. Smiling, our research has shown, is the most positive expression of the face, because it spends minimum energy biomechanically with the bones and muscles of the face. In any other expression, You may say, sir, what other expression? Well, I'm not an expert, but I have learned from Professor Paul Eichmann, who was earlier professor of psychology at the University of California, and now he has formed his own consultancy organization specializing only on facial expressions, right? It's called the Paul Eichmann Group. He has identified 6 basic emotions. He has done worldwide research with all the races, including the tribals, illiterate, jungly tribals of Papua and New Guinea, and he has found 6 common facial expressions even with the Indians, the Asians, the Americans, the white people, the Australians, and the Australian Aborigines. Now, what are the 6 basic emotions? These are number 1, happiness, which I told you, smiling, and all the other 5 expressions are negative in his opinion, starting with anger, sadness, disgust. One form of disgust is contempt, right? Fear, and fear starts with anxiety, a little anxiety, and then surprise. When we are afraid, we get surprised also, right? Now, all these 6 basic emotions, in his opinion, they have their own typical eye and facial movements, facial expressions, right? Now, smile, as I told you, indicates happiness, and it represents the most positive, least energy expending movement biomechanically. Now, Paul Eichmann has coined a term called Duchenne Smile. What is Duchenne Smile? That is the only genuine form of smile. Duchenne Smile is when? The true, genuine, happy smile, when the corners of your mouth are raised and your cheeks are also raised, forming crow's feet around your eyes. Duchenne Smile. Let me repeat. True, genuine, happy smile is called Duchenne Smile, where you raise the corners of your mouth, you raise your cheeks, forming crow's feet around your eyes. All other smiles, in Eichmann's opinion, means research-based opinion, conclusion, are fake. So, my dear friends, that's all for today. We'll be meeting you very soon. I'm very happy with you.